week we have the lovely Jacob joining us to help us in our third recipe of our 10 recipe series. And we're going to be making curry chicken.
This is a traditional family recipe and it just happens to be my favorite.
So we're going to be making my Auntie Karen's recipe today, which has some slight amendments to it. Okay, let's get started.
Yeah. Okay. So for the ingredients, we need 2 packs of skinless, boneless thighs. So I've already chopped these up and Camille's washed it with some lemon. And for the seasonings, we need 2 teaspoons of turmeric, 1 tablespoon of curry powder, thank you Jacob, 4 sprigs or so of thyme, 2 teaspoons of garam masala, some patax paste, 4 cloves of garlic, all-purpose seasoning, maybe about 2 teaspoons, and 2 teaspoons of cumin.
And 1.5 onions.
Ah, yeah, 1.5 onions. And then we're going to season everything to taste. We've also got some carrots and some potatoes that we'll be adding.
Okay, so Jake and I, now we're going to season the chicken.
So, we're going to add 2 teaspoons of turmeric, 1 tablespoon of curry powder, 4 sprigs of fresh thyme, 2 teaspoons garam masala. We're going to add half a tub of the patax paste. You can buy it in a jar, but we bought it in these little tubs. So we're going to add half of that tub, 1.5 onions, 4 cloves of garlic, 2 teaspoons of all-purpose seasoning, 2 teaspoons of cumin, and a little bit of salt and pepper to taste.
So I actually got Jake to cut the onions this time.
Gordon Ramsay says that if you don't cut the heads off the onions, then you won't cry.
So he's going to add the onions in, and then I'm going to mix the seasoning into the chicken. I asked my mum like a while back if I should use my hands or if I should use a spoon, and she actually said it's better to use my hands. So I'm going to try it today using my hands and see how it works out. Okay, so we've just finished seasoning the chicken and we're over to the pan. So we just added some oil into our pan. We used rapeseed oil, and then Jake's going to add some onions and garlic. So we did half an onion and 2 cloves of garlic. And then we're just gonna brown those and then add the chicken. Okay, so Jake just added the chicken into the pan with the onions and garlic, and now we're just gonna brown the chicken. Just finished browning the chicken, and I'm just gonna add some water on top, and then leave it to simmer.
We have added the water to the chicken, and we're gonna let that simmer for about 30 minutes. And then we're gonna add these 3 diced carrots and these 4 cubed potatoes.
Yeah, and then we're also gonna add at the same time a tin of chopped tomatoes and the remaining half of the patax paste into the chicken, and then we're gonna leave it to simmer for another 30 minutes after that. So we're leaving it to simmer for 30 minutes, and then adding all this, and then letting it simmer again for another 30 minutes. So the chicken is ready to add all the rest of the ingredients, but we've just sent Jacob to the shop because tonight we decided we're gonna have naan bread with our curry. We do usually make roti, but we did start a bit later. But next week, we'll definitely be making our roti recipe, so stay tuned for that. But right now, I'm just gonna add Jacob's diced potatoes and carrots, and then 1 can of chopped tomatoes, and the rest of the patax sauce, which is about half. And then we're just gonna leave it to simmer again for another 30 minutes. Okay, so we just finished making the curry. It took us about, I would say, 1 hour and 15 minutes altogether. And then today we've decided, we usually have it with roti, but we've decided we're gonna have it with naan bread and rice tonight.
I really enjoyed making this curry, and I can't wait to eat it.
Very good, very good. Thanks a lot. See you next week. Tune in. We're going to be making our traditional family rotis.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.